Right, then guys, so cleaned up the garage a little bit. Not crazy clean, but everything's clean out the way. Just breaking this down now because I've got a bit of compo in to do this side, and yeah, finish up a bit of tiling if I can tomorrow evening before Joe comes, and then I'm going to take this out by there and give it a good jet wash. Look at the rubbish from the bin. There we are then guys. That's the drum reasonably cleaned. Still got a bit of media there from the last old session, but the drum's pretty good nick now. So yeah. Oof. Look at the back bloody wheel on that. That is bloody lovely. Oh, thing of beauty that is. Can't wait to get this going, guys. Anyway, so what I'm going to do now is mix up a bucket of compo and do this. And do you know what else I'm going to do? That pipe is not straight, it does my head in. It needs to go over about 1/4 of an inch, so I'm going to do that as well. And then I'm going to tile this section here. Am I going to tile there? I don't think so, but I've got to do at least that there now. That's all there, haven't I? So, or take them all off, but they're on now. Here we are then, guys. So that's been packed up with compo. I do need to run the grinder across there. There's a couple of rough edges, but what I've got as well, I'll clean all this up tomorrow. These clean up quite nice though, to be honest. Need to get a bit of lime scale off. That was just some of the water coming through from the old pond. So I've got these that I'm going to probably use. So I've got two options: either get one long piece of glass, but to make it a bit stronger, what I could do is put that there, and then I've got these in here then. I've got that there for my Profi feeder, which I could use. I could mount it that side and it'll come quite nice into the centre. But I also have got my RS feeder up there from the Netherlands. So I've got two feeders I could put on there, so we'll see which one I pick. But to be honest, it probably will be that one, because that was gifted to me to do a review, and I have done a review on it, but I feel like I need to do a bit better review on that, so I will probably use that one. But anyway guys, that is the lowdown of it. So what I might do is tomorrow is tile that section here. Okay, so tile all that section and that little section in there, because when the drum's back in I can't really get into it, so I'll do that. And then when all the rest of the Oase equipment is set up, then I can do this section myself. But yeah, I think what I'm probably going to do is take these tiles off here and just leave it tiled up to the inside of this reveal, which will look quite neat, I think, and up to that reveal there. So it's just a little cut back each side, and it'll just make the Oase section look nice. This is coming down, guys. Like I've said before in previous ones, I'm going to take this shelving down, and where that ends there, I'm going to put a 4x4 down here and against the wall, and we're going to have a full racking system there, because that seems to be where I like to put all the things. And I put my two mountain bikes up there out the way, because they do take up a lot of room when they're just hanging around. And then, well, we'll see. I got a lot of stuff up there to get rid of. Sort out all of that rubbish and get it looking nice over there. Got that to go in as well. But I'm quite happy with the progress tonight. That's really all I wanted to do, is clear the garage. So me and Joe have got a good bit of room to work here now. Probably end up actually tidying a few bits of this and putting this a bit tidier up there, so I can store some of that up there. So we've got a bit of room on the top to work. And I've also got a really nice table here as well, so that's going to be tidy. Right, I'm going to clean up this back because it is gross. All right then, guys. So worked this morning, which is a Sunday, which sucks for me. But anyway, I did do a good day's work, and now I've come in here. Like I said, we cleaned that the other day. Picked up some grouting stuff just before the shops closed. So I've grouted that section there. There's a tiny gap, but what I'm going to do is put a stainless steel strip across there. I've got some spare. It's better than cutting tiles to go there, because I would like a nice lip on there. So we're going to do it that way. What I've done as well is, if you look underneath there, you upside down now? But anyway, we've just cleaned that off, and I'm going to jump in there now with a load of silicone, not silicone, MS300, and I'm going to clog up those bits in there, and also underneath where all the compo is, to make that waterproof. Yeah, wait till that goes off. It's like fast setting adhesive. Maybe tonight I'll be able to grout it. I don't know. Failing that, it's kind of done. And after Joe's come to set up all the Oase pumps and all here, then I might have to take it back apart and redo that section. I'm going to leave this bit here because I'm going to put a black plastic board there to put all my electrics. And then I'll tile up to that board then. But anyway, yeah, it's getting there. We've got this ready to go. But it's looking a bit tidier now. Just need to get rid of this shelving. So then, guys, I think I've had enough for today, to be honest. So as you can see there, can you see that nice squidge of MS300? So what I've done is all the way around, and so also there, can you see the way I've just brought the MS300 right up and made almost a liquid liner of it all the way around. Yeah, so that's going to be it's obviously waterproofed it all the way around there now. What I'll do is actually put all the MS300, which is there, all the way up into the corners there. But to be honest, I'm going to go and take the dog for a walk when it's a bit of light. Yeah, so getting there slowly. So Joe's coming tomorrow at some point. It's going to be some point, I would say mid-morning or early afternoon, because he's travelling down from kind of like just underneath Birmingham, I think. So if I get up nice and early tomorrow, I can give this a last little clean, put the blocks back in situ there, and then when Joe comes, he can have a little look at the area and help me with the drum back on there. There's one other thing I do need to do. I need to drill and tap in an overflow system, which I overlooked for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not massively worried about that, because what I'm going to do is, so if you can see the waste pipe, which is here, and this pipe here, so I need to, obviously because I've done this now, I need to put another tab on the top there. But what I'm going to do in the same size pipe is core drill, probably kind of here, maybe core drill about there, and all the way through inch pipe, and then obviously you'll have an elbow there, and I'll go straight down, I'll core drill into that and tap it into there. And then the other side, then obviously I'll have a pipe coming out with a 90 on it, which will be able to bevel back and forth to adjust the height of the pond wherever I want it, and whatever goes in obviously will come down and just trickle out of there. So that is the score. Not a problem. Knowing my luck, I'll knock out one of these tiles and have to put it back on. But there we are. When this goes off properly, then I'll just run the grinder across here, because there's one of them. This one's a little bit proud, so I'll get the grinder on there nice, and then I've got like a nice little stainless steel lip to go on there. Still got to order my jump guard to go across there. Yeah, electrics up there. I need to take the old electrics off. Take those off. That's for the old, come out of the old Easy Pod and stuff like that. So get those off. Give everything a clean down. Might even change that window. Who knows? Don't push me, everyone. I got to put a bit of timber down there, and I got to do that. But the main priority tonight was to get this all kind of semi-done, ready for Joe to come, because obviously he's making his way down here, and it's above and beyond what he needs to do to help me. So that's really nice. Oh, look. And hopefully it'll bring me another mug down. It's the day, right, before anyone looks at that, it's not what you think it is, okay? It's silicone from another job I've done here, trust me. So Joe is here soon, very, very soon. He's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes, to 30 minutes. So he's coming down from outside of Birmingham, sorry, I think. So anyway, what I've done, ready for him to come, is give it a good clean. Tiling's done apart from grouting. I just haven't got time to grout. And, well, let me spin you around. Like I said, all the tiling is done now. Cleaned off all of that stuff. All I've got to do really is just clean it once more properly, grout it, I got to fill up, once this is all in situ, I got to fill up that little area there with a bit of expanding foam, to be honest. So I've got a bit of movement. Guys, I'm not 100% sure, but see that brand of valve? It's a 2-inch valve. I think I'm missing a rubber on the inside of one of these. Now, I've got lots of spare parts. I'm sure I've got one. But if any of you guys have got a spare rubber for one of these, or can send me a link on the comments just so I can buy one in case I can't find it in a couple of weeks to come, yeah, that would be much appreciated. But yeah, these are all on now. Just need to give them a last little clean and then grout them. Got the stainless steel bit to go in there after I've done that. All of this rubber has gone off. Absolutely lovely. Still a bit soft actually, but it's going to go off. I've got my table here to showcase the new products. Don't look at that. And I've got all of these out ready because these are all my little spare bits and bobs. All my little fittings and stuff, all down there. Also, drums ready to go. Also, I've got some spare fittings and all in here. So, yeah, but that's the part I'm looking for, guys, is that rubber O-ring there. But obviously on that brand, because they all vary in sizes, of course. Yeah, got the Blue Lab Guardian to go on as well. And I actually found this is what I'm going to be using for my overflow, if you remember. Let me tell you. So anyway, in fact, I'll probably have to get a new one of these, because as soon as these things are dry, that is kaput. So I'll get another one of those off Andy Finch at some point, so I can use that. Actually, move the backy shower out here, guys. Put a lot of stuff in there, actually, just stored out the way. Put the backy shower out here for now. Cleaned my window, that's why it looks a little bit greeny. However, see that koi there? That's Uncle Tucano's koi from the grow on. Now it's got a ripped dorsal fin, but the tail was ripped right down. And it's actually starting to mend now, so I sewed that together. A little bit of a procedure that I didn't really want to do on camera, but we'll see. I'm hoping that's going to hold tight. Odecan told me how to do it. So it looks like it's knitted quite well so far, but it's only a week old, so we will see. Auto feeder's just gone off. I've filled up the auto feeder again, and I've increased the feed. So yeah, I've increased the feed by quite a bit, probably about 6 or 7 of the extra little, you know, ups on the auto feeder there, the JPL Pro. Okay, so not quite sure what that is, but yeah, it's quite considerable. I don't think many people actually feed more than 6 or 7 of those, and I'm probably feeding about 50 of the things now. I can't remember, but there's quite a bit of food going in there. So undoubtedly, I'm going to have a little bit of a spike on the parameters within the next week. But because I'm running such a low pH, that doesn't really affect the fish very much. And I had a lovely message from Lyndon, who gave me that big bit of mind your own business. He's planted 2 more for me, so I should be able to get one there and one there, so I'll get a whole expanse. And do you know what I'm going to do then? Because if you can see that one, just slightly browning, because obviously in the summer, when we don't get any ambient like moisture in here, that does dry up a little bit. So what I think I'm going to do is try to sort of tap into the shower, so I've got a constant trickle in down into these. But we'll see. But yeah, it's looking really good now. That's really taking root. That is not dead, but it ain't exactly thriving. So yeah. Anyway, but the fish are looking pretty good. Like I said, I've opened this to clean the window. Ooh, look at that. Ugh, it's sludgy. What's that? Coming off the knot, look, that's gross. Yeah, so we are on track. The shower down there, that one baby champion last year, is still looking superb, so fingers crossed that is going to that's going to be, look at the sumi quality. It is black. It's looking tidy, looking very tidy. So yeah, So anyway, I might make a cup of tea. I've got a tip run to do at some point. Try to move all these logs inside to dry out a little bit more before I use them. And need to get in there and clean all of that out. Still got to pack up these corners here, which I haven't quite done yet, but it will be done. And then obviously I'm going to replace this bits of wood with larger timber, which will pretty much allow me then to seal up inside the timber here. Yeah, we'll do something with that. But we're almost there, guys. Just close that, because I have got the heater on every now and again just to warm the place up. Right then, guys, it's been a really good morning. I've had my mate Joe down here, one of the Oase reps. So I talked to Joe in the Newark show last year. I'm sure I mentioned this, and I asked him a question about the drum, whether I could pull out of the clean side of the drum, so on and so forth, to be able to speed up, to slow down the water going through the biochamber and still pull a lot of water through the clean side of the drum to go over the shower. He said probably a bad idea, but anyway, we had a little chat about stuff, and he actually followed my channel and he quite liked it, and he goes, oh, I like your content, it's very honest, and yeah, there's no frills attached really, and I am very honest. So he said, I hear you're making a grow-on pond. And I said, yes, I am making a grow-on pond. And he goes, are you in a particular rush to get it finished? I said, not really, until my Oase come back from Japan. At the time, I didn't realise I was going to be spending an extortionate amount on high-grade Oase from Japan. But they're coming, anyway, in about 4 weeks' time after the QT period. So he goes, have you got pumps for your pond and stuff? I said, well, yeah, I've got old pumps that I'm reusing, you know. And he goes, we'd love to let you try some of our new pumps, because they've got new pumps coming. Aquamax Eco Premium 1300 pumps. So they've got different size pumps, I think a 500, a 700, a 1300, and so on and so forth. There's a few different sizes in that range, right? But the new pumps are even more energy saving. It's like the new technology in them is absolutely fantastic, and he's talked me through these all morning. So I managed to get my hands on 2 of them, okay? So these pumps have got new technology in it, basically. They're only available since January, and they've got the new Core 6 technology. Now, we're going to be breaking down this pump. So Joe broke down a pump for me this morning, which is in situ at the moment. I'll show you in a minute. And he showed me how to take it apart, how to, you know, everything interesting about it and what's going on. Now, I don't know the exact specs of this. Well, he did, but it's gone out one ear, retained quite a bit of it, but some of it has come out the other ear. But I'm going to talk through you what he said to me, and it's very interesting, some cool little bits on here. Also came down with a couple of Oase controllers, some Oase control extension cables, and also a garden controller, which is really cool. So, oh, and obviously I can't forget the to make the whole system Oase, because I really want just a whole system of Oase. He sourced one of the Oase 60-watt stainless steel units as well, and he was saying if this is run at the right speed and there's enough retention time with the water going through that, it's not just a UV clarifier, it's a sterilizer as well. So that will actually be really good on this grow-on pond, you know. So that's also doing 2 jobs in one, which is fantastic. But I really love this. We'll go through that in a minute as well, how to break it down and the functions of that as well. He also brought a couple of other cool things. So on a compact L, you've got 6-inch outlets, which has always been a bit of a pain in the bum. You've got to reduce them down to 4-inch. You know, obviously these are used actually for the individual unit. So you've normally got the compact L, individual module, I think it is, where you put all your UVs internal and your pumps internal and all that kind of stuff. and then it goes back into the pond. However, I didn't want that individual module or unit on the end because I haven't got enough room, and it would have been a nice little thing, but it just will not fit in there, and I didn't need it, so that's cool. Also, really cool, look at these little Oase adapters. So these are really nice, really good quality, proper, and they've also got like a rubber threaded end to them. Who knew those existed? But now I do. So these are really, really good. What else? What else? What else? So let's spin you around. The gump of the pond, well, the way the pond works is going to change slightly because I was going to use my other pumps, my other EA pumps that I used on the original pond, but I'm going to keep those for spare now, back up if something happens to the big pond, because I'm running those on there. So I've had to rejig a few little bits and bobs on this to be able to accommodate all of this new stuff. But what we are going to do in a minute is I'm going to take one of these Aquamax Eco Premiums apart, because as you can see there, this pump is got multi-rolls. This, you can just get this pump and drop it into the bottom of the pond, and it is all self-sufficient, you know, water in, water out, and that's how it works, okay? But this has got quite a nice little function on it, which I'll show you. But I need to strip this down and get the heart out of this to be able to mount it outside of a pond, so a dry fit use, if you get me. Let me just show you what I've got. So what we've got is we've taken the drum back out, I've cleaned the drum, I've put this back on for now, and we moved the drum a tiny little bit, so now this is vertical because the drum moved across about an inch and a half, I guess. So this is what we're left with, okay? So this is just dry fitted at the moment. So what we have is the stainless steel 60 watt unit, which is absolutely beautiful. I'll show you how to take this all out and all that kind of stuff later on. But again, we've got this lovely boot as well. Look at that for a boot. That is like just essence, isn't it? And we've got the new 4-inch outlets on this as well. So these have got put on already. Now this is the new pump, okay? Now this is what it looks like when it's out of the cage. So this is how we are going to use it. Now I've just put these roughly like this for now, but what I am going to do is probably be, probably just, I don't think I'm going to actually compo them down, but I think that's quite good like that. It just needs to come across a little bit so I can fit it all on. So that's going to stay here. And what's going to happen with this is, because obviously I need to get the heater in there. We've got the heater here. Now, this pipe here, this outlet is going to go from there. This is going to be going straight to the mid-returns on the actual pump. So what I wanted on this one is not only the UV, but I wanted the heater as well. So this is the heater I'm using at the moment. Not 100% sure if this is the one I'm going to use. It's quite a small heater, but it did work fine. Now, to do that, that is the mid-return down there, okay? So I think what I'm going to do is mount the heater here, which don't look too shabby and too out of place, okay? And then I'm going to have to put a sweeping 90, so it's going to have to basically come up and down and back into there. Now, I'm lucky because we're pretty good for line here, okay? So there's no real twists and bends for that, but there's a little bit of a jig around to go there to put that in. So I can't mount that way because it's too far, okay? Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. I think that is the only way me and Joe were thinking about to do it, okay? So that's going to be played with. The other outlet here, so we've got one of these on already with the threaded rubber here, which needs PFT tape. Yeah, PFT tape is going to be on that as well. So the pump will be sitting on another little block tower, which will come here. It'll come straight off here and straight up over the shower. So I have to move this across a little bit. So we're good for line, which is 10 minutes job. This doesn't really make any kind of difference. So we're going to do that. And I'll tell you what else I've got. Because I'm going to put it on. This comes from Carl from CWD Ponds. And I don't know why, I might just put like a little see-through section there just so you can see the flow of the water. I might put a little ribbon in there somewhere so we can see the water flowing. Don't know why, I've got it, fancy using it. So it's pretty cool. Again, I am not going to be putting any, this is such a compact unit, I'm not going to be putting any ball valves on this. So we've got a ball valve coming into the pond, which will isolate the pond this way. And we've got a ball valve in the 4-inch bottom drain, which will isolate the pond that way. If I need to do anything with this, I can just stop everything, close that, open that, drain this system here, which is not the end of the world, work on whatever I want to work on, and then get it up and running again. So, and that's going to eliminate loads of like mess and loads of like area there. In hindsight, I probably wouldn't have put this down here. I might have actually put it across. There is still negotiation about moving that. It's a bit scary because what I'll have to do is cut that and try to sort something out, but I don't know yet. We'll have to see. Sorry, yeah, just a phone call there. Yes, where was I? Yes, the other pump is going straight over the backy shower. So let's condition this pump ready for dry use, if you know what I mean. So I'll set the camera up now and I'll see if I can mimic what Joe was doing. But that guy has got talented fingers. Let's see. I'm showing you some screwdrivers for this. Anyway, so Aquamax Eco Premium 1300. Now this has got the new Core 6 technology in it. Now these are all programmable. That's it. And variable with the with this like little system here. This is extra. I'm not quite sure how much extra, but this is what you need to control this if you don't want the maximum amount, I believe. Now this has got some actually cool functions in it, to be honest. It has actually got a built-in program for like a normal sort of like pond, not a heated koi pond, but like a back garden sort of like pond that you just plump this in. That's non-heated, really cool. I'll show you. But anyway, obviously, packaging is packaging. Idiot's guide. Put that over there. So this is it, guys. So we've got a few bits and bobs here, and then we've got. Let's move this away. And this is the pump peeler. So it leaves in up to 11 mil solids, which is fine. That'll go straight through the pump and out the other side. But this is ready now for just plumping into your pond and running. Now, this is the outlet, this side here. Okay, obviously off the ground. And then this actually is really clever. So this is the inlet. Now this has got two different ways of gathering the water in from the pond. The first way, obviously, is through this grid. It'll suck in all the way through this grid, and happy days, it will just work and pump out 1,300 litres of water an hour. All right? Now, if you've got a skimmer, if you've got like a surface skimmer, or you want to draw water from a second part of your pond, as in the centre, and then maybe you've got a dead spot over one side, you can actually put a hose on here, a flexi hose or whatever you want, okay? And you can actually draw from that side there. And now it's got a, basically inside, so it'll draw in water from there onto a pump, and from in here. Now I'll show you more about that on the inside. Very clever though, I like that. So let's take this cage off. So anything that's blue on Oase products has got a function. Now, did you know that? So clip these up, and that's the inside of the basket there. Now, this is the inside of the pump. This is where it gets really cool. So as you can see here, it's got like a little slide which will come back and forth, and that opens up how much gets pulled through there and how much gets pulled through this product, this area here, so you can vary the flow. This is the actual pump in here with the strap system. So we're going to take the strap system off actually now probably. So I think that just comes like that. Now we're going to need this strap later on. This is an interesting function. If you can see this here, okay, it's like a little on and off, okay. So this inside has got a magnet which changes inside the casing, changes the function. Now inside this unit, it has got a thermostat. So when this function is on, the thermostat is active. So what happens is, if this is out in like a normal back garden pond with no heating, it's just a normal little wildlife pond, this has got a thermostat inside which above 17 degrees, I believe it, above 17 degrees, right, this might be slightly wrong, but a rough guess, above 17 degrees, the thermostat will program the computer, will program this pump to 100% maximum usage, okay, so 1300, right, litres an hour. If the temperature of the water drops to about 11 or 10 degrees, or 12 or 10 degrees, then that function will slow down to about 75%, because obviously the temperature of the water is going down, so you don't need so much water going through your pumps, your filtration system and stuff, so it automatically does it itself. Once it goes down past 10 degrees, maybe to 8 or something like that, then it's only on, I think, like half power. So all the way through the year, you're saving money on the function of this particular product, even though it's meant to be an amazing cost to run this product anyway. But it's got like a three heat sensor inside, which will maximize it and go down half and quarter power, which I think is really, really cool. So what we're gonna do now is, yes, this should come out now. Yes, so this all comes out like so. What we are going to do now, I'm just going to remove these 3 screws, because this is going to be the base plate to hold this pump. So I'm just to stop you for that. Right, there we are. So that's those 3 out. That goes there. Put that there out of the way. So in here, you get a few different fittings. But what I'm after is, let's take some of this stuff out. 1, 2, 3. 4. Right, okay, so this has got like little rubbers for the feet, which is obviously going to help with the quietness of the operation of this pump. Now this pump has got, like I said, it's got a new motor and kind of in the thing, which sounds amazing, to be honest. Good old Germans. The Germans. Okay, so that's that. So what else can come off is, I think this pulls off. So this is the product here. Can you see like the 2 holes, and this slides. So this allows how much water gets pulled through the cage and how much gets pulled through the secondary feed unit, if you know what I mean. It's quite clever, really clever. So put that there. Okay, so anyway, we'll do that in a minute. So this is the pump. It's amazing. So this section here, which is made of metal, so you've got this bit here. Joe was saying that this, if you get like a current going into your water from any kind of source, this pump will detect it, and it will let you know on the control unit, which is another good function. Obviously, we've talked about that. So if for an external pump, it needs to be on the off. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to open this unit and show you some of the stuff inside, which I find very cool. So that's just a normal 2-inch. So let me just take these 4 screws off by here and show you the internal parts of this little beauty. There we are, so they're out. Right, okay, so interesting fact, guys. Did you see all the water come out of this? Every Oase product is all wet tested, including the drums. So when you get a drum from Oase, they're all pre-tested and all in water basically, which is I think is a really good idea. So this is the internal section of the pump. Okay, so you can take all of this off here if you really wanted to. There's nothing really. It's basically like provides almost sort of like a channel for the water to spin around and go, kind of like a turbo, I guess, in a car. Right, so put that there. But this is the interesting part. So obviously you've got the rubber seal and you've got the motor, which is in here. Okay, now if you pull this out, boom. Okay, so this is where all the new technology is. So inside this motor here, Joe was explaining, instead of having like a big coil, how a normal motor would work, obviously the coil end would be pushing it from two parts. We'd be pushing it from the top and then pushing it from the bottom. Boom, boom, boom. So it's, in the case of Oase, it still is very efficient, the old ones, but the new ones have got basically six sort of knuckles that are placed all the way around the outside. So every time that impeller spins round, it's being pushed by 6 different units, and not only pushed at the same ferocity as in like power. It's sort of like they pulse. They pulse in fractions of a second. Each one will pulse at a different rate to push this around. This is the center of the unit, and it's got like a special like a fiber kind of carbon, not a carbon fiber, but like a fiberglass sort of like cover on it, which will increase the life of this unit. But it's so beautiful, look, do you know what I mean? It's great. And you've got the shaft as well. If you can see, the shaft has got a hole in it. So what that shaft does is, when the pump is actually working, the pump pulls water through the center of this shaft, which lubricates pretty much the system with pond water as it's going. A lot of the other ones, I think the other ones had that blocked up, and these were getting warm and they were like not failing, but these will actually give this pump a lot longer life than the other ones. Again, you've got like the really nice impeller, such a nice bit of kit. And then obviously then this goes back on. Watch your fingers, all right? Yeah, so that's that. Another interesting fact that Joe told me about this one is, not really for this country, but I have got some subscribers from Canada and stuff, and they do message me every now and again, but the bottom of this base plate here has got a sponge pad in it, all right? And the reason that sponge pad is there is, if this unit wasn't working and it actually froze, obviously the expansion of the water that would be in here that freezes, obviously we all know that if water freezes, it expands. And that's what that sponge is for. So if the water inside freezes and it expands, it puts pressure on this sponge, which will eliminate any kind of cracking or damage to the rest of the pump, which in this country I don't think is very applicable, but it's very well thought out. So let's try to put this all back in now. That has definitely got a way to go in. Oh, let me just do this quick, guys. Anyway, that's back in. And yeah, that's about it. Like, I love the plastic. This is kind of like, if anybody knows what a Pelly case is, it's like a really strong case that people like transport, you know, like very delicate stuff, like, well, sniper rifles for one thing. It's sort of like a carbon, like a fiber reinforced plastic. Super durable, really nice bits of kit. Anyway, and this motor head you can put in whichever configuration you actually want. So if you want to mount the unit and you want the outlet to be horizontal or vertical, you can do this whichever way you want to do it, which I think is really good. So let's get this back together now. Let me figure out which way I want it, and I'm going to put the base back on and we'll go from there. So I think for now I'm going to have the unit placed this way. Little quick, remember that's off. So what I'm going to do here now is, I do need to get some blocks in a minute to be able to make a stand for this, but let me show you where it's going to go. Excuse the noise, guys, I'm just warming the garage up a bit, but this is where this one is going to fit. So obviously I need to make a little stand to support that pump underneath. and we will be drawing from there sweep 90, sweep 90, straight up onto the backy shower and a sweep 90 up there, if you can see. So that will be sitting there, which looks quite neat. So we've got 1 pump, 2 pump. Very, very nice. So that looks quite nice. So what we've got now is, we've got this perfectly in line with that. So by the time I put the heater on, we come up and down and in. Yes, there's a bit of an S-bend there. That's the way it's going to be. I ain't pulling massive volumes of water through this, so I'm not too worried about giving that a bit of a choke, because running through this section, because I need to go slow through this for this sterilizer to do its job and UV, that is going to be really running slow, this pump anyway. The pump that is going to give it quite a bit of chat is this one. This one's going to be not flat out, but it's going to be going some, and we need to get this in line with this. So I've got a funny feeling I'm going to move this, so I need to get a sweeping 90 and a sweeping 90. I might even go and get those today, actually. I've got some time on my hands now. Right, okay, so we've got a plan now. I'm going to go and get some blocks. I'm going to go and get some sweeped bends. I've just fitted this up and that looks absolutely lovely. If you can see now, that pipe is perfect because I pushed it across a little. Lovely. Electrics are going to be in here. Plenty of room to get to my electrics, blue light guardians and all that kind of stuff. Have got to do the overflow in there. Might do that later on. And I have a better plan for this. So that is all looking lovely. This does need to be moved a little bit. I need to move over about 1.25 inches across. That's not a problem. That can be done later on. This we have got a new idea for. So instead of mounting this up there, which doesn't look out of place, but it's not right, what I'm going to do is mount it down there. So we'll get a sweeping 90 and a sweeping 90 into that, and then I suppose just 90 it back up into there. Do you know what I mean? So this will sit wherever that corresponds onto that really nice and comes up and around. So that is the plan, but I still need to get a rubber for that. So guys, please, if anyone knows where to get one, or if anyone's got a spare rubber, I could have a look in all my fittings and I might well do it, and I might well have one, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, I've got a spare one of those. Oh, Joe, give me a spare one, just in case. Oh, maybe. Oh, he's a good lad, isn't he? Look at that. Beautiful. Anyway, so grateful to be given these to review them. I realise I am a very, very lucky boy, and please let me just assure you that I will be honest. This channel is all about honesty. And if this stuff doesn't work as good as I think it's going to work, I'll let you guys know. But I know from the beauty of all of these products and how well they're built, I'm not going to have any issues with these pumps in this stainless steel unit. I did raise, so in my defense, I did raise up a problem with this drum. I said the only thing I didn't like about that drum is you can't put a UV through it to keep the screen clear, because my Profi drum up the top, I've got 2 amalgams in there. It works lovely. It keeps all the biofilm off the screens, and it's lovely. Now, Joe had a comeback, and it makes total sense. So these are made for ponds, not solely for koi ponds, where the flow goes quite slowly through these products. These are also made for outdoor sort of big ponds, not koi ponds, but big ponds, you know what I mean? And the flow rate on these are so fast that a UV internally in there wouldn't work as good as actually we think it would. And that's one of the reasons why they don't put UV holes in these, and they're not UV staple inside, which makes total sense. And that's exactly why they've gone to all of the length to make these beautiful units. And these units are great because they've got the UV light going through them. And if you can see, there's 6 to 9 inches in diameter. I think these are 6 inches diameter. So the reason mine works so well in my Profi drum is because it's got a lot of room for that UV to penetrate because it's got a big void in that drum, and that's exactly what that's done. Now, if you can remember a year or so back on my channel, I made an amalgam fit into a 4-inch pipe because obviously from the 2-inch system, it would slow down in the 4-inch pipe, have a lot of contact time with the UV, and do its job to its best of its ability. That's exactly what that's doing. But even better because it's in like a stainless steel tube, which is going to be reflecting the UV light. So it's just bouncing around everywhere. So I got a funny feeling that 60 watt is going to be so efficient, okay? And it's totally unique. It's totally different to like some of the other products that you can get that go into a you got the tube that just goes into a 2-inch tube, and the water passes so fast past that UV. I really think, it's not doing the job that it's actually designed for. But anyway, that is a beautiful piece of engineering. That normally goes inside the end module, but we've got it mounted on the outside. So, and it still looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Look at that. Oh, lovely. So, let's go and buy some bits. Just come back from my shopping trip, guys. Just to be welcomed by that. I had the golden monkey swim across that window there at about 65 cm. Absolutely stunning. It's down there now. Let's get in the it's bucketing down. Let's get back in here, guys. So I've got some pipe work, but unfortunately not the pipe work I wanted. They only had like 90s. So I'm not going to use those probably. But what I did find actually is, so obviously to hold this pump up in the back, I was going to put a block stand, which probably would have worked okay. But what I have found in B&Q is either a leg, which might be good, but actually found those, and they are pretty good. They're obviously cast aluminium, but actually does go with the whole look of the pond. So, the system. So let's see how that fits in. So I've tried fitting that bracket there. I didn't like it. However, the leg, as you can see there, is actually quite, it's okay. I'm not too, that's okay. Obviously it's got a screw height adjustment, but that's made that nice and solid there. And by the time I've got the pipework coming up here, I think I can live with that. However, I could probably take these back, but I do need to put an air pump up here somewhere. So I'm not sure whether the air pump's going to be over there or whether the air pump's going to be here, but you can get these slightly smaller. So I quite like this sort of like, I know it's not stainless steel, but it's still got quite a nice little fit to it. So I don't know whether I want to put the air pump up there yet or the air pump there. So we will see. Yeah, so I think that's okay. Look at this thing, guys. It doesn't get much simpler than that. So we're coming out of the UV, straight into the pump, straight up, straight down into the heater, and then we've got a U-bend to go right back up into the ball valve there. The only thing I have to do is take this back off and shave about 5 mil off the bottom of this plastic holder, just to push the heater a little bit closer to the wall, and then that's bang on then. So that's going to be done later on. I've relocated these on this line, which corresponds perfectly to the center of that. And that's what I'm going to work on now pretty quick. So yeah, let's get that done. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm quite happy with that. So we've got, these are not glued in yet. So we've got like a load of sweeping bends going up over to the backy shower. There's as minimal restriction there as absolute possible. Because I got this from Carl from CWD, I thought I'd put it in. What my plan is to put a small bit of red ribbon or something in there, or a bit of red rope, so we can see the flow. Just out of interest, that's all. Nothing, it doesn't need to happen, but because I had it, I thought I'd put it in there. Just something for people to be aware of, that you can get see-through pipes like this. Now I have got a a flow monitor, which there's a possibility I might actually put in here. Not that I particularly need to, but I have it, so I could put it in if I wanted to. It's got a small impeller. I might find it before I actually glue all of this system in, just so we'll have like a little indication by here of what actual flow. And obviously it would be true, because this would always be full of water. It's not as if it's going across horizontally, where, you know, you might have a little bit of lack of water in the top of the pipe, but because it's going up, you're always going to have a true reading from the impeller. It would be interesting to put one on here as well, and I could. I've got the stuff. Let me show you guys. So I've got one on a 3-inch bit of pipe, and I've got one on a 2-inch bit of pipe. So the one on the 3-inch bit of pipe is this. And what I need is this section here, but a 2-inch, so I can take this meter out and put it in. Now, that would be really interesting to have 1 meter there and 1 meter here. Really nice in together, working in conjunction. That would be really quite neat. Or I could even put it by there if I wanted to, 1 there and 1 there, which would be really nice. But if anybody knows where to get these from, but the 2-inch. Now I have one that's got a 2-inch anyway, and I can redo that one. But I'd like to reuse that one, because these are quite expensive, guys, to be honest. Guys, I need your help again. So this, it's got a brand on there now. So I'll try that brand. But what we've got is a 3-inch pipe here with this connector. And what happens is this impeller goes into there. And what happens is it registers on that impeller what the flow is. I only want to use it because I have them. Blue White Industries Limited, made in the USA. So I'm going to try to research that myself. But if you guys know, because I have a 2-inch one already, which I can use, and I want to try to use this 3-inch one here. So what I'd like to do is maybe put one in here, and then maybe put one on there, so it can face me and that can face me. Oh, it would look bloody lovely. Look at that. So, yeah, let me know, guys. I will ask some other people. But yes, calibrating date. Look at that, 2016. So it's a few years old, but I'm sure it will still work lovely. There we are then, guys. That's all I'm going to do today. I have been working on it quite a lot today now. Really trying to get my head around the system, trying to make it as simple as I can and as efficient. And yeah, I think that's really as minimalistic as I can make it, to be honest. Another gutting thing is I thought I had enough 3-inch pipe to be able to make the spray bar for the top of the shower, but yeah, no, I'm about 6 inches short. So yeah, I'll go and pick up some of that on the weekend, or I might even order a little bit actually. Yeah, so I need to order some of that. So yeah, apart from that, guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you like and subscribe. Mate, I never say that, do I? It's so cringy. But anyway, if you do, like and subscribe. Yeah, so we're very close now, guys. Once this is all fitted in now and it's pretty good, I need to, down the bottom there, where is it there? When all the system comes out, I need to put another bracket there just to hold that nice and neat. I need to get this little concrete plinth a little better. So what I might well do is, that's okay like that, but I just need it to be a little bit bigger, so I might sort that out. And I said before, I will remark it, but we need to drill an overflow in here and drop down into the waste that you can see there. I need to put the bracket back on here, but I was waiting for these tiles to go off, and we need to grout these tiles as well. We need to get the stainless steel, like little sides there. I did have a look in B&Q actually. It's not stainless steel, but they have got aluminium, which looks really tidy as well, to be honest, very similar. But I quite like that. Obviously, don't look at that bed pipe. Once those are all glued in and concertina down, boom, we are online there. Just been on the phone to sort out a new bracket for my RS feeder. Aquatech and landscapers.co.uk do those RS feeders, and they are a really nice bit of kit. They're really highly programmable as well, and it is going to look nice in there. So, you know I love a bit of stainless steel. Blackened stainless steel. Oh, God, sex. Anyway, that's all we're doing tonight, guys. I'll work on this slowly in the evenings, I guess. Again, I am down in Sidcup on Saturday with Wolf at the Tamasaba event with Exclusively Koi. I think there may be a few tickets left to purchase one of the Mauritian Tamasaba, and they are really good, and it's a really good price as well. So if you are down that way, guys, just drop in. I'll be there. You can see little Wolf Boy as well. And then, well, you know, I've got a nice long weekend with Wolf because Yaz is doing some social media stuff around London, and I am on a boys trip with the boy. So I'm thinking about staying down there and maybe, I don't know, having a little mooch around, see what's going on. I think on the way back, I've got to pop into Bristol to have a chat to Dave about some stuff and maybe pick up some pipe work that I need for this so I can complete it next week. Probably better than buying it online, isn't it, if they've got it there. One last look at the fish. Look at that yellow monkey, guys. It is a joke. That thing is a beast. And where's Tony? Tony down there has got an amazing body. I'm going to have to take him to the shows this year. He doesn't like it, but he's coming. Yeah, lovely. So 4 of those fish, guys, I've offloaded. I'm just waiting for people to come and pick them up. But I just want to show you that yellow monkey. Absolutely flawless. It is an absolute tool. Wait for it to come back round. It's gorgeous. My Maritan, so that was one of the successes from my Oase growth last year. It's up to about 50 cm now, I think. It's a joke. And here is the mighty yellow monkey. Just so good. Absolutely bonkers. The guy's got a face like a pit bull. Beautiful. The fucarin coming down the spine is just gorgeous. Really, really lovely fish. Lovely, clean as a whistle. Coming to say hello, look, guys. Look at that for skin quality. And the fucarin, absolutely beautiful. Anyway, from me, from you, bye bye.